Let us bend our hearts for prayer. We praise and glorify you, O gracious and holy God, for your goodness and loving kindness. You are God alone, and all creation owes allegiance to you. The heavens tell of your glory and goodness, and the earth, including humanity, responds with the gratitude you have placed in our hearts. We thank you for the gift of governance which you have set in place for human provisioning, for our maturing democratic tradition of being able to select our governments by the ballot and in peace, and more particularly, for once again bringing our leaders to this ceremonial acknowledgement of the commencement of another cycle of governance. We acknowledge that they have been called to lead against great odds. The concerns with the COVID-19 pandemic, the challenges facing the economy, the protection of the least among us, and other concerns for human dignity weigh heavily on these leaders of our people and our nation. So, Holy God, we pray that this Parliament will be given vision lest we perish. Grant them knowledge from above. May they labor in full exertion of their mental, physical, and spiritual capacities in the relentless search for justice, truth, equity, fairness, peace, and love. Holy God, I pray that you will preoccupy their minds with the concerns of the nation, its progress and prosperity. Banish from them all inclinations for personal and partisan gain at the expense of the good of the nation, and strengthen them to resist the temptations to place their personal and partisan political interests over national transformation. May each member of this chamber of the House of Parliament enter and deliberate in it with utmost reverence for you, respect for fellow members, and may they together under one united cause, a better Jamaica, be exemplars of decency, dignity, and decorum. Bless the Queen and our Governor General, and fortify our Prime Minister, the Leader of the Opposition, and all the representatives of this House, with knowledge in their hearts, wisdom and courage in their minds, and strength and vigor in their bodies, to do your work in service to your people, the people of this land. Bless their families, especially their spouses and children, and keep them safe. So, loving Lord, we acknowledge that you have called us to righteous living, the pursuit of peace and justice, and the care of the neighbor. You have inspired our understanding of your sovereign rule over the earth and of your loyal love towards us and care for creation. May these truths guide the thoughts, words, and deeds of the members of this chamber, so that Jamaica may, under God, increase in beauty, fellowship, and prosperity, and to play our part in advancing the welfare of the whole human race. Amen. May we join together in the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those that trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift the light of his countenance upon you and give you peace. Amen.
may be seated, please.
Check. Proclamation summoning house. By His Excellency the Most Honorable Sir Patrick Linton Allen, Member of Order of the Nation, Knight Grand Cross of the Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael and St. George, Commander of the Order of Distinction, Knight of Grace of the Most Venerable Order of the Hospital of St. John of Jerusalem, Governor General of Jamaica, P.L. Allen, Governor General. Whereas it is provided by subsection 1 of section 63 of the Constitution of Jamaica that each session of Parliament shall be held at such place and shall commence at such time as the Governor General may by proclamation appoint, and whereas it is expedient that a session of the Parliament of Jamaica should be held at such place and commence at such time as shall hereinafter appear. Now therefore I, Patrick Linton Allen, Member of the Order of the Nation, Knight Grand Cross of the Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael and St. George, Commander of the Order of Distinction, Knight of Grace of the Most Venerable Order of the Hospital of St. John of Jerusalem, Governor General of Jamaica, in exercise of the power conferred on me by Section 1 of Section 63 of the Constitution of Jamaica, do hereby proclaim and make known that a session of the Parliament of Jamaica shall be held at the Jamaica Conference Centre in the parish of Kingston on the 15th day of September 2020, commencing at 11 o'clock a.m. in respect of the Senate House of Representatives. Given under my hand and the broad seal of Jamaica at King's House this 14th day of September in the year of our Lord 2020 and 69th year of the reign of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. God save the Queen. Please be seated. Oh, everybody's sitting. I now call upon members of this House to elect from among you one not being a minister or parliamentary secretary to be the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Are there any nominations?
Madam Clerk, I nominate Mrs. Dalrymple, Mrs. Marissa Dalrymple Filbert, to be the Speaker of the House.
Mrs. Dalrymple Filbert has been nominated and second. Oh, there's that.
I second that nomination.
Thank you, Dr. Phillips. This motion had been given and seconded by the Leader of the Opposition. Mrs. Marissa Dalrymple Filbert has been nominated and seconded. Are there any further nominees or nominations? Are there any further nominations? There being no other nominations, I have the honor of declaring Mrs. Marissa Dalrymple Filbert as the Speaker of the House of Representatives. At this point, I think I have the honor of declaring the Speaker of the House, and we ask her to come and take her place as Speaker. Looking and screaming. I'm going to invite you to swear in some
The
person,
members.
both of deputy
The
speaker.
deputy speaker.
And that
So
goes
we
to
go
you
on to
to.
the podium.
Yes.
Right here. I, Marissa Dalrymple Philibert, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. On my own pen, together with
Put that. Let me take
Yes. May I at this point return thanks to all the members who have so elected me to be the Speaker of this House. Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, I would like to invite nominations for the Deputy Speaker of the House of Parliament.
Madam Clerk, or I should say Madam Speaker, I beg to nominate Mrs. Gillette Holness as Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives.
I second that nomination.
Can we get
May I invite the Deputy Speaker to come and be sworn in?
I, Juliet Anne-Marie Holness, do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica.
Yes.
return thanks to all the members of the House for electing or selecting me Deputy Speaker. Thank you.
Madam Clerk, would you please invite the members of the Senate to sit within the bar of this House to witness the swearing in of our members?
Senators, stand. We're inviting the senators. Yes. Yes. No. Condone.
I now invite the members of Parliament to take the oath of allegiance. Madam Clerk.
Andrew Michael Holness.
I, Andrew Michael Holness, do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica.
Anthony Chang.
I, Horace Anthony Chang, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Edmund Curtis Bartlett. Oh. A little bow. Edmund Curtis Bartlett.
I, Edmund Curtis Bartlett, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Nigel Andrew Lincoln Clark.
I, Nigel Andrew Lincoln Clark, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I'll uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I'll conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. What do you mean on both sides?
Robert St. Aubin Montague.
I, Robert St. Aubin Montague, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, and that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Audley Fitzalbert Shaw.
Thank you.
I, I, Audley Fitzalbert Shaw, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. That I'll be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Thank you.
Carl George Samuda.
I, Carl George Samuda, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, and that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Olivia Otavia Grange.
I, Olivia Otavia Grange, do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica.
Favor Shirley Williams.
I, Favor Shirley Williams, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Christopher Charles Tufton. Christopher Charles Tufton.
I, Christopher Charles Tufton, do swear that I will fulfill and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Delroy Hominchuk. Desmond Anthony. Delroy Hominchuk.
I, Delroy Hominchuk, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Desmond Anthony Augustus Mackenzie.
I, Desmond Anthony Augustus Mackenzie, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, and that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Sign? I'll come back to you to sign here afterwards.
Okay. Larry Wesley Philip Baz.
I, Darrell Wesley Philip Bars, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Parnell Patro Charles Jr.
I, Pernell Patro Charles Jr., do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica.
Floyd O'Brien Green.
I, Floyd O'Brien Green, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Clifford Everald Errol Warmington.
I, Clifford Everald Errol Warmington, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Marlene Patricia.
No, I don't want to sign yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. So sorry.
You must pay attention.
You're in for the ride. Marlene Patricia Malibu Fort.
I, Marlene Patricia Malibu Fort, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
William James Charles Hutchinson.
I, William James Charles Hutchinson, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Mr. Xavier Taze Main.
I, Xavier Tasman, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Orlando Nathaniel Terrelong. Nathaniel Terrelong.
I, Orlando Nathaniel Terrelong, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Juliet Samantha Cuthbert Flynn.
You didn't have time to shake her also.
I, Juliet Samantha Cuthbert Flynn, do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica.
Norman Alexander Dunn.
I, Norman Alexander Dunn, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Homer Edward Davis. Robert Nestor Morgan. Robert Nestor Morgan.
I, Robert Nestor Morgan, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Marshall Leonard Smith.
I, Marcia Leonette Smith, do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica.
Dave Hume Brown.
I, Dave Hume Brown, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, and that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the law of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Angela Rosemary Brown Burke. Angela Rosemary Brown Burke. Michelle Judith Marie Charles.
I, Michelle Judith Marie Charles, do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica.
Robert Philip Chin.
I, Robert Philip Chin, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, and that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Gilroy Anthony Clark.
I, Hero Anthony Clark, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibility to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Lothian Cousins. Lothian Cousins.
I, Luther and Cousins, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Moy Crawford.
Crawford, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Joyce Denise Daly. One more try.
Joyce Denise Daly,
I, Joyce Denise Daly, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Tamika Yolande Davis,
I, Tamika Yolande Davis, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Mr. Mark.
One more rise of God.
Mark Jefferson Golding.
Another one sponsored by They're getting nice. Look how Peter you have nice. Take out the riser. Yeah, man. Take out the riser.
Mark Jefferson Golding.
And this one's with Peter Phillips.
Mark Jefferson Golding.
Hold on, wait for Crystal. One rise over
I, Mark Jefferson Golding, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Hugh Anthony Graham. Hugh Anthony Graham. You hearing okay? Are you hearing okay? You're hearing okay. Asking if you're hearing okay. Hugh Anthony Graham. Morris Valentine Guy.
I, Hugh Anthony Graham, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the laws of Jamaica, and I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
It's automatic. Section 31.
Morris Valentine Guy.
I, Maurice Valentine Guy, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Toba Renee Hamilton.
I, Tova Tene Hamilton, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Tane.
Not Renee.
Yeah, pass.
Where is Victor Rock?
No clue.
Lester Michael Henry.
Peter greet you, because the man mislead Peter. Those who mislead Peter end up on the dumb on the wrong side. The wrong side.
What do you want me to do, man? Which one? Firm? Okay.
This is here. This is here. Which one is that? Which one do you want?
Firm. I, Lester Michael Henry, do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica and Clarendon in particular. Wait, what is it? Okay. Oh, good. Yeah, darling. Thank you very much.
What is that? Next. Push them in front of me. Record the next name. George Anthony Hilton. It's a nice life. I know I'm not taking the other days. That's what I was trying to do.
I, George Anthony Hilton, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
I didn't hear us calling the same. Did we call Mrs. Holness? Fitzarthur Jackson.
I, Fitz Jackson, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Crystal Carrie Ann Lee.
I, Crystal Carrie Ann Lee, do swear that I'll be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, and I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Robert. Robert Miller. Robert Miller. Robert Miller. Alicia Morrison. Carencia Alicia Morrison.
I, Robert Delano Miller, do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica.
Carencia Alicia Morrison. Carencia Alicia Morrison.
I, Carencia Alicia Morrison, do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica.
Natalie Nito.
I, Natalie Nito, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica. That I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Peter David Phillips.
I, Peter David Phillips, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica, so help me God. I must put this date, or you will put it?
Michael Asher Phillips. Michael Asher Phillips.
Next president of the team, he's at the mic. President Phillips. Yes. Paul not here. Paul not here.
Michael Asher Phillips.
I, Michael Asher Phillips, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Philip Finney Falwell.
In between to call your name to edit.
Philip Finney Falwell.
He's here.
I, Philip Fianne Paulwell, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
James Rudolph Edward Robertson.
I, James Rudolph Edward Robertson, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, and that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica, so help me God.
Julian J. Robinson.
I, Julian J. Robinson, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibility to the people of Jamaica. So help me God. Today is what, 16th?
Died Anthony Siblings.
I, Dwight Anthony Siblings, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Delroy slowly.
I, Delroy Slowly, do solemnly, sincerely and truly declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, and that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Never wait at all,
Delroy slowly. Okay. Teresa. Anne-Marie Teresa Vaz.
I, Anne-Marie Theresa Vaz, do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica. Hold this. That I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Mr. Portland wants to assert himself. Mr. Portland to assert himself.
Andrew O'Brien Wheatley. Andrew O'Brien Wheatley.
I, Andrew O'Brien Wheatley, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Donovan St. Leger Williams.
I, Donovan St. Leger Williams, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Morland Agri Wilson.
We can lock the office and move out the furniture.
I, Moreland Wilson, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
This one don't make up again and Michael, I heard that you pay behalf of the campaign. Take out the competition. President.
That's what I said, we did it already.
If you look at them, these are right here. They are yours.
Franklin Robert Whittle. George Errol Wright.
I, Franklin Robert Whittle, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, and that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and the laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica, so help me God.
The rest will follow.
But remember, they have to swear. After the we elected a deputy speaker.
Yes, we did. Address the parliament and then
pick up at the announcements. I make that. So let me this. Just lend me this one. I can't find my own.
I, George Errol Wright, do swear that I will faithfully and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, and that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibility to the people of Jamaica. So help me God.
Pick up at announcements. Can you come up there?
Yes, thank you. Prime Minister, the Honorable Andrew Holness, members of the Honorable House, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is a privilege and an honor to be appointed the Speaker of the House. Indeed, I'm very humbled by the Prime Minister's vote of confidence, and I'm also very grateful to my family and my friends for their support. Members, I crave your indulgence for a moment as I pause to pay special tribute and to say thanks once again to the people of South Trelawney for their strong and unwavering support of me always. I want the people of South Trelawney to be assured of my continued loyalty and support as together we continue to improve the lives of our people. Today marks a historical and progressive moment in the governance of our country. We have the largest parliament of female members that will be representing our country for the term ahead. So at this point, I want to welcome all returning members of Parliament or new members, and in particular, to congratulate and welcome all the new female members of the House. Having been the Speaker before, I am aware of the awesome task ahead. And so, Prime Minister and members of the House, today I give you the assurance that the affairs of this House will not fall short of the highest standards. Members, you can be assured that in discharging my duties, I shall endeavor to be guided by the standing orders. I expect, and indeed I know, that we will continue to have robust debates in the House. And I also know that there will be occasions when the temptations will arise for strong political convictions to overrule all other considerations. But members, this is where I must caution us all that it is in these moments that we must be our own judge. And we must remember always that our contributions to this House must rest on the foundations of mutual respect for each other and selfless service to the people of our country. Members of this House, we are the leaders of this nation. And as leaders, we have the responsibility to lead by example. Our children, our young adults, our men and women in this blessed country, Jamaica, are expecting the highest standard of conduct from us. And so, members, we will have order in this House. We will be respectful. We will not hesitate to represent our country in the best possible way. Members, may I remind us all that we are not here as masters, but as servants, not to glory in power, but to attest our loyalty to the controls laid down in the standing orders and to the people of this country, in whose name and by whose will we exercise our authority. Let us therefore not trust to human efforts alone, but humbly acknowledge the power and the goodness of Almighty God. As I close, let us sincerely reflect on the second verse of the national anthem. Teach us true respect for all. Stir response to duty's call. Strengthen us, the weak to cherish. Give us vision, lest we perish. Knowledge, send us, Heavenly Father. Grant true wisdom from above. Justice, truth be ours forever. Jamaica, land we love. At this time, I would like to invite the Leader of the Opposition to address the Parliament.
Madam Speaker, let me begin by first extending congratulations to you for your elevation to the chair of the Speaker. I believe that given our past experience with you in this regard, that you will no doubt acquit yourself well, and we are mindful of your guidance to us as to the kind of order that you would expect in the House over which you will preside. So my congratulations to you. Allow me also to congratulate all those who were sworn in today, and especially those who are here for the first time, and to say to you that we not only congratulate you, but we welcome you to what is still a very important, perhaps one of the most important gatherings and institutions in the country, with its own traditions, its own way of operating, and certainly one which at its best is rooted in respect for each other. At this point, I would also like to congratulate the government, which has emerged from a hard-fought election, and to also express a special word of congratulations to all the women on both sides who have been elected. We trust that their greater level of sobriety will help restrain the excesses of some members who have been present with us for some time. I won't call any particular names. I won't mention St. Catherine or any other parish, but just to say that we welcome the women in our midst. I'd like also, Madam Speaker, since he's here, to say a special word of farewell once again to the former Speaker of the House, the Honorable Ernest Charles. The only problem I have is that in his departure, he has left a lot of other Charles. We are in a unique time in the country at this moment. The global pandemic is certainly upon us, and it is spread within and across communities in Jamaica, has intensified. It is also the case that the economic fallout to all of this is quite severe. The reports recently from the PIOJ of 18% decline GDP in the second quarter is in itself stunning and sobering, but it also, I believe, reflects what we can expect in the third quarter and in the year as a whole. This situation is a challenge not just for the government, it's a challenge for the entire country. And in a sense, it is going to require a vital national effort. And in this regard, I would like to echo sentiments already expressed that we come to this Parliament first as Jamaicans. Seeking to build a nation that not only offers the chance of meaningful livelihood to the citizens of the country, but a country and a nation which also reflects the best attributes of humanity. Respect for the human being, concern for those who need to be lifted up, a willingness to protect rather than wound our fellow human beings. And our responsibility at the pinnacle of our authority and power in this country is to reflect these attributes among ourselves and to be able to advance the cause of Jamaica as a whole, as distinct from the cause of each of our political supporters. I want to say that we are all convinced, I believe, on both sides, that the democratic traditions that we have established provide us with the best means of advancing our purposes of uplifting the country and developing our citizens and their capacities. And one lesson that we have learned, and we should have learned, is that we need to cooperate with each other in order to achieve this. But it is also the case that I think the experience of the recent elections, while having a lot to applaud, for example, the fact that we have once again as a country been able to contest elections without violence and to establish a government that is viewed as legitimate by all the people. That is a good thing. But the elections recently contested also revealed some area of concerns. For example, the fact that more than 60% of the persons on the electoral rolls did not participate in the electoral process. These rights and the power to elect a government is something that wasn't conferred on us by anyone, but won by previous generations by dint of sacrifice of life, blood, sweat, and tears. And it is of concern that so many of our citizens now consider that these rights are of no value to them. I don't say this to blame them, but say this to point to the fact that if this trend is allowed to continue unchecked, then we will run the risk of damaging the foundations of our democracy, and we dare not do so. And there are some reports in the media that suggest that some of those who participated consider that, in fact, the vote is something that they should give to the highest bidder, and that it is something to be used for pecuniary or monetary benefit. That also is a danger, because left unchecked, it means that our democracy will be available to who has the most money. And that can never have been the purpose of Norman Manley, Alexander Bustamante. It can never have been the reason why Marcus Garvey devoted his life to the upliftment of African peoples. And it certainly wasn't the reason why Paul Bogle sacrificed his life on our behalf, or Daddy Sharp, or Nani. I believe that we need to take stock of all of this and do what we can to reverse this decline. I believe each political organization has to take it on as something that we separately consider, how we revive the sense of civic responsibility and civic duty. Some of this belongs, Prime Minister, with government and education and the Ministry of Education, but some of it also will rest on what we do in our communities separately, and how we how we induce a respect and regard for the sacrifices of those before, and a recognition that collective action of a united people, united nation, is the ultimate project that the entire country should embrace. And I think that there are things possibly, even as each party plays its own role, there are things that we might want to contemplate doing jointly. In many countries, in some countries, there has been a deliberate effort to, when faced with the same set of risks and the same trends, to fashion some kind of national response. I think I would want to urge that the government contemplate a similar national response, and we would be willing to engage in it. An institute of civic education, public education, or something such as that, which we could embark upon in collaboration with our universities and with other stakeholders in the country. I, for one, don't recognize that I don't have decades in this process, but I value the process for what it has done for Jamaica and what it can still do, but we must protect it. And so in offering my
attention of the members of the House to the appointments of ministers, you may have overlooked it, Madam Speaker. For the record, the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, Minister of Defense and Minister of Economic Growth and Job Creation, the Honorable Dr. Horace Chang, Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of National Security, the Honorable Nigel Clark, the Minister of Finance and the Public Service, the Honorable Robert Montague, Minister of Transport and Mining, Senator the Honorable Kamina Johnson-Smith, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, the Honorable Audley Shaw, Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, the Honorable Olivia Grange, Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports, the Honorable Carl Samuda, Minister of Labour and Social Security, the Honorable Edmund Bartlett, Minister of Tourism and Leader of Government Business in the House, the Honorable Christopher Tufton, Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honorable Desmond McKenzie, Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, the Honorable Delroy Chuck, Minister of Justice, Honorable Favour Williams, Minister of Education, Youth and Information, Honorable Darrell Vaz, Minister of Science, Energy and Technology, Honorable Pernell Charles Jr., Minister of Housing, Urban Renewal, Environment and Climate Change, the Honorable Floyd Green, Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, the Honorable Everald Warmington, Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Senator the Honorable Matthew Samuda, Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of National Security, and Senator the Honorable Aubin Hill, Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. The Ministers of State are the Honorable William J.C. Hutchinson, Ministry of Transport and Mining, Senator the Honorable Leslie Campbell, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, the Honorable Orlando Terrelon, Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, the Honorable Xavier Main, Ministry of Labour and Social Security, the Honorable Robert Morgan, Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, the Honorable Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, Ministry of Health and Wellness, the Honorable Norman Dunn, Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, the Honorable Marsha Smith, Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, and the Honorable Homer Davis, Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, and our Attorney General, Mrs. Marlene Malahou Fort, QC MP. I ask the House to note the foregoing. Madam Speaker, with the swearing in of senators and members of the House of Representatives, the government of Jamaica, the Parliament of Jamaica, is now firmly and decisively in place and ready to get down to business. Madam Speaker, I stand here as Prime Minister for the third time, humbled and honored to be the steward of the affairs of the people of this country at this time in our history. I'm very seized of the magnitude of all the challenges we face, but I'm very motivated and I'm very optimistic of the energy, the skill, the thoughtfulness, and the commitment of the team that is assembled not just on my side of the House, but of the entire Parliament, of the entire government of Jamaica, of all the people of Jamaica, to overcome these challenges. We will, as a country, recover stronger. Madam Speaker, this is not a new position to you. You served from July 2011 to December 2011. A tremendous weight falls on your shoulders, but we know that you will be prudent, firm, and fair. I'm confident that there will be order in this House. If you permit me, Madam Speaker, to respond directly to the Leader of the Opposition in a very useful observation and indeed suggestions, sharing the concerns that I have raised as well regarding the low voter participation in the poll. Madam Speaker, I would agree that there needs to be joint effort by both political parties and by the government to engage our voting population. And there are many ways in which this could be done. And indeed, we could put the Parliament to work on examining the possibilities of how we could have greater engagement. You use the term civic engagement, and I would advance that a little bit more to say we must, in this term, institute a strong program of civic education in our schools. But, Madam Speaker, my opinion is that the most immediate effort at engaging the voters starts right here in how we conduct ourselves as members of Parliament, as representatives of the people. We cannot hide away from the fact that a part of the disengagement is the frustration that the electorate has with how we conduct ourselves. There is a dissonance that we cannot ignore. I am of the view, Madam Speaker, that if each and every representative decides that we can be sharp, but we don't have to be abrasive. We can be robust, but we don't have to be disrespectful and rude. If we decide to elevate our level of representation and to truly represent the integrity and dignity and efficiency of the offices we hold, we can, by dint of that alone, re-engage and reignite in our citizens and in our voters the appetite for participation in the most important right, the right to elect your government. I urge all members to, in carrying out our duties, seek to the highest level of dignity and efficiency in public affairs. Today marks a new day, one in which we must reflect on the realities of our times. These are not normal times. We have no choice but to learn to live with the COVID-19 pandemic while taking all the necessary measures to prevent the spread of the disease. The pandemic requires us to work smarter and to be more adaptable and to find ways to increase our productivity. The fact that we are here at the Jamaica Conference Center rather than at Gordon House underscores that these are not normal times. Madam Speaker, this is not how our parliamentary affairs are physically arranged. Normally it requires an aisle and we face the members opposite. This present arrangement, whilst I was initially concerned about it, I believe it probably could work. The new parliament, which has already been designed but not yet built, contemplated an arrangement such as this, which is probably a more cooperative arrangement. And I would not be averse to looking at it, except that we would not want it to delay. But, Madam Speaker, the new parliament is on the agenda still. And I had a word with the Minister of Finance just last night regarding its financing. Yes, the budget would have to be scaled back to the times in which we are. But you would see that it is absolutely important that we proceed with the new parliament. Our current physical arrangements would not be able to accommodate us and our business. Madam Speaker, the Parliament functions with professional, dedicated, and hardworking staff who support us in all that we do, and sometimes in less than sufficient circumstances. They give sterling service to us as members, and by extension, the people of Jamaica. And I want to salute the parliamentary staff, the clerk, the orderlies, all the administrative staff, the Hansard, and if I continue to name, I'm certain I will leave out important groups. But on behalf of the entire Parliament, I want to extend our heartfelt appreciation for the service that we get from the staff of Parliament. Allow me also, Madam Speaker, to acknowledge the leadership and staff of the Electoral Office of Jamaica, and all those who worked in the election. No one can doubt that even in a challenging time, we held a successful election. The observers, the supervisors, the presiding officers, the poll clerks, the indoor and outdoor agents, the one-day policemen, as we call them, all the dedicated staff, and our security forces. But we also had a new addition, Madam Speaker. I noticed when I went to vote that there were specialized staff for sanitization. And they did an amazing job in ensuring that within the precincts of the polling station, that all the infection prevention and control measures were followed. Madam Speaker, as Member of Parliament, our conduct must be of the highest integrity, dignity, and efficiency. We sit as the elected leaders of our constituencies. And sometimes, Madam Speaker, we tend to want to narrow that role and to say that the role of representative is limited to the function of securing responses from the government, securing funding from the government. But, Madam Speaker, people actually look up to us as role models. And oftentimes, in our conduct, we tend to forget that on PBCJ, when we are being broadcast, that there is a primary school child looking on their television screen, searching for someone that they can model. And we must never forget that we are role models. Outside of that, Madam Speaker, the new members coming into the House may all be at this point searching for their space and their role and their function. What will I be doing in Parliament? And in our system, we don't necessarily provide all the support for our new members of Parliament. We expect that having gone through a campaign, having gotten elected, and having taken up seat in the House, that they would immediately understand the role and functions and expectations of the office. Having been a new member of Parliament not so long ago, I quite understand that feeling. I wish to say to the new members elected, first of all, congratulations and welcome to the highest court in the land of the Parliament. I wish to join with the Leader of the Opposition and indeed the Speaker of the House to make special note that we have greater representation of women in the House. And I believe that that is a good thing. I'm told that former Prime Minister Edward Seaga used to say that if you want a job to get done, then the best job for it is then the best man for the job is a woman. I didn't hear him say it actually, but I'm told that that's what he said. But, Madam Speaker, it is said by, I believe it is Edmund Burke, that we are not here as delegates, as ambassadors, as agents to a position that is in conflict with other agents of other positions. But rather, this is a conference of a deliberative body, meaning that you are here to exercise your judgment on matters of national importance. So your first role is to the nation. Your first priority is to look about Jamaica's interest. You're also here as representatives. So yes, you must pay attention to the needs of your constituency: water, roads, employment, all the other issues. And of course, there is always the not so hidden hand. You're here representing your party. But if you stack all of these roles in the order that I have put them to you, then we should all do a good job. Jamaica first, your constituency, and your other political obligations. But we must always remember, we are here for Jamaica's interest above all else. We have managed in the last term to achieve that. And I want to point out to members and to the Leader of the Opposition that I believe it was in this room. Was it? Yes. Probably was in the room next door, that we were able to sign off on a national consensus on crime. I am saying at this point, Madam Speaker, that I don't believe that the election has changed that consensus, and that it still stands. We are committed to it, as the Leader of the Opposition has indicated. I take seriously what he has said in his presentation, that there needs to be a greater sense of cooperation if we are to overcome the significant challenges that this country faces at this time. So as long as each member of the House is willing to place the order of priority, Jamaica first, then the spirit of cooperation will work for Jamaica's benefit. So I declare here, Madam Speaker, that though we have an overwhelming majority, it is not the intention of this government to proceed in a way that would ignore the views of the opposition. It is my intention to continue in a spirit of cooperation and in building partnerships for a prosperous Jamaica. We need partnerships and cooperation to continue strengthening our macroeconomic stability. There are many things there that we need to do. We need to complete the operational independence of the Bank of Jamaica, the implementation of a fiscal council. We need to safeguard the revenues of the government of Jamaica. We need to continue with our policy of low and stable inflation. We need to achieve foreign exchange reserve adequacy. We need financial sector stability. And these, Madam Speaker, will have to be pursued with great participation and cooperation from the private sector. So we will continue as a government and as a parliament to engage the private sector to ensure that our economic recovery is certain. Madam Speaker, improving competitiveness and the investment climate is a task that this government must now make a priority. Many issues have been raised about growth, and now in the pandemic, certainly it will be very difficult to grow. And there are many reasons, many reasons have been proffered as to why it is that we are not growing. But I would like to think, Madam Speaker, that there are some institutional weaknesses, some structural weaknesses, some bureaucratic hurdles that have been in the way of growth. And now this administration, in this time, must be strong, must be strategic, and must be deliberate in making the deep institutional reforms that are necessary, in removing the bureaucratic hurdles that have prevented us from taking off. This administration must ensure that our public bureaucracy is efficient so that we can gain the dividends of that efficiency in growth. We talk about the Customs Act, for example, which significant work has already been done on it, but we need to complete that. Mr. Speaker, we talk about creating a digital society, and it has largely been theoretical and more aspirational. We now need to truly bring our government into the digital age. We have no excuse. We must bring the NIDS bill to this House and have it passed. Yes. All government services, their business processes must be re-engineered and aligned with digital provision. Yes. The pandemic has taught us, Madam Speaker, that we must reconfigure the way in which we do business and organize our society, because much of what we have done in transactions physically can be done virtually and far more efficient. In the pandemic, we were quick out of the blocks with support for the most vulnerable. The care programs that we put in place, as much as we can and as much as our revenues will allow, and in my discussions with the Minister of Finance, we will continue to support as much as we can. I see the Minister of Finance, they are not quite. But as much as we can, we will continue to give support. We have committed to an agri-care support program for our farmers and fishermen. We have committed to loan guarantees to micro and small and medium-sized businesses to help them to recover in this time of pandemic. Madam Speaker, there is no doubt that for us to grow, we must develop the capacity to quickly, efficiently use our capital budget. One challenge has always been the low level of the capital budget. The other challenge has been the ability of the government to actually absorb the capital spending. With this challenge, no doubt we will have a smaller capital budget. But we cannot be slow in implementing the capital projects, even with a smaller budget. And to make up for whatever cuts there would have to be in the capital budget, we must now more than ever engage the private sector. And our program of divestment of government assets, of public-private partnerships, that program must proceed with speed and alacrity to ensure that the capital spending that we need continues. And also, Madam Speaker, it is a strategy of giving the opportunity to the average man to own a piece of Jamaica. Because when we talk about ownership, we tend to limit it just to land and housing. But we want to develop an ownership society, an ownership culture where our people are not just struggling to get land or struggling to get a house, but we want them to have shares in some of the most profitable enterprises in this country. That is how we build wealth. That is how you create household wealth. So we will be continuing, Madam Speaker, on our program of divestments, public-private partnerships. Madam Speaker, investing our health systems and infrastructure is a major commitment of this government. And we are going to be upgrading, including significant upgrades to a number of hospitals, health facilities, and we will be improving our laboratory and surveillance systems to ensure that we can continue to manage this COVID-19 pandemic. Madam Speaker, our social safety net. In the time of this pandemic, there is no question that issues of equity and fairness have arisen. Our relative success in managing the pandemic has not only been that we have been able to ensure that we preserve lives. That has only been that we have been able to keep our economy going. But if you stop just for a moment and consider that in this pandemic, this government has been able to ensure the protection of the most vulnerable people. No doubt the pandemic has thrown up weaknesses in our social safety net. And I believe it is now time, and I'm certain that we will have cooperation in this regard, that we need to have a reform of our NIF, our National Insurance Fund, to make sure it is more robust and that it is protected. We need to reform our NIS system to ensure that there is near universal participation. We have committed to a social pension for those persons who are senior retired, who have no coverage at all. We have committed to reforming all the social taxes to make them easier to be paid. And those reforms will require the Parliament to participate in the consultations. It may even require parliamentary committees to work on developing the policies. And therefore, I signal now that we will need the cooperation of the opposition in carrying through these reforms. Education, Madam Speaker. There is no question that the future of this country relies on the development of solid human resources. People who are pro-social in nature and outlook. People who are pro-growth in their transactions. People who are peaceful. People who seek to resolve conflict not by violence, but by reason. We have put in place a commission to review our education system. And that commission is working, and I have received some reports as to how they are progressing, and I'm pleased to report to the Parliament that they are progressing well and should be on track to deliver their report. Once that report is delivered, the government will stand behind the recommendations with the necessary budgets to ensure that we can reform our education system. Outside of that, the government has committed to fast-track the development of 6 new STEM schools, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics focused schools. And we will also build 1 school for the creatives and the performing arts. There's a reason why we need to do this, and very quickly. Jamaica has been left behind in many of the productive revolutions that have happened for many reasons. We cannot afford to be left behind in the 4th industrial revolution. Jamaica has everything to be a leader in this regard. And so, Madam Speaker, we are going to be emphasizing now the development of human resources to form the foundation of a new industry in Jamaica for coding and artificial intelligence, for the expansion of knowledge services. We have the basis already with BPOs. We are seeing some light with knowledge services, but we can do much more. But we must provide the skills to do it. So the government is making that decisive investment in that area. And to support that, the government is also looking on ensuring that we have the physical highway to do it. And I say the physical highway in the sense of the broadband support, internet. Last administration started work with private sector partners under the COVID Recovery Task Force as to what we need to do to ensure that we have world-class broadband infrastructure that can manage the needs of today, but is also future-proof. And we have started that process. And we are going to build that out. It will require massive mobilization of investment. We know we can do that, Madam Speaker. We know we can mobilize the investment right here in Jamaica to do it. We will put in place the backbone of a national broadband network that will provide the superhighway on which all the skills for artificial intelligence, for coding, for the creatives to develop content, for the development of film, all of that can be done right here in Jamaica if we put in our world-class broadband network. Housing. Madam Speaker, housing, community development, rural development. This is an area in which the government has to pay close attention. And when I'm saying housing, I'm also including in that water. My travels across the country, the most urgent complaint, whether it is in rural areas or in urban areas. It's the reliability of water supply. Imagine, as you may have experienced yourself, Madam Speaker, going to a community that has not had water in 48 years. For as long as I've been alive, that community has never had piped water. And the joy that they feel in getting it. There shouldn't really be any community in Jamaica that does not have some access to potable water. And Madam Speaker, I'm not here saying that this is going to happen with the snap of a finger in 5 years' time. But we need to do what we probably should term as some nation-building investments. We did nation-building investments when we did the Mona Reservoir, when we did Hermitage. Those have lasted us for a very long time, and we still continue to benefit from them. But we haven't in recent time done anything of that magnitude. And we have started to develop a plan that would put 100 million gallons per day into the system that will serve the southern coast of the island, which would significantly relieve the water shortages that are experienced in this section of the island. We could go on, Madam Speaker, but we will save some for later, as suggested by the leader of the opposition. But today, Madam Speaker, it is a time for us to reflect on our journey to this House. It is a time for us to commit to doing the best we can as representatives of the people to ensure that we fulfill their aspirations. It is a time for us to commit to the dignity and efficiency of the public bureaucracy. It is a time for us as all members to commit to the highest level of integrity in public affairs. It is a time for us to be optimistic and hopeful that in the midst of crisis, with great challenge, that Jamaica will overcome and recover stronger.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Members, may we recommit the item announcements? The question is that the item announcements, we have a recommittal of that thing. Those in favor? Aye. Well, the ayes have it.
Laid on the table of the House today is the Ministry Paper number 63 of 2020. Appointment of Cabinet, Ministers of State and Attorney General, September 2020.
Madam Speaker, the Ministry Paper having been laid, I now have the honor to announce that the Electoral Office have advised that the following persons have been elected members of the House of Representatives. Edmund Curtis Bartlett, MP, St. James East Central. Dave Hume Brown, MP, Hanover Eastern. Angela Rosemary Brown Burke, MP, South
Western St. Andrew. Lothian Cousins, Clarendon Southwestern. Rhoda Moy Crawford, Manchester Central. Juliet Samantha Cuthbert Flynn, West Rural St. Andrew. Joyce Denise Daly, St. Catherine Eastern. Marissa Colleen Dalrymple Filbert, Trelawney Southern. Homer Edward Davis, St. James Southern. Tamika Davis, Hanover Western. Norman Alexander Dunn, St. Mary Southeastern. Mark Jefferson Golding, St. Andrew Southern. Hugh Anthony Graham, St. Catherine Northwestern. Olivia Atavia Grange, St. Catherine Central. Floyd O'Brien Green, St. Elizabeth Southwestern. Maurice Valentine Guy, St. Mary Central. Tova Renee Hamilton, Trelawney Northern. Lester Michael Henry, Clarendon Central. Andrew Michael Holness, Prime Minister, West Central, St. Andrew. William James Charles Hutchinson, St. Elizabeth Northwestern. George Anthony Hilton, St. Andrew Western. Fitz Arthur Jackson, St. Catherine Southern. Crystal Kerry Ann Lee, St. Anne Northwestern. Marlene Patricia Malahoo Fort, St. James West Central. Xavier Taze Maine, St. Anne Southwestern. Desmond Anthony Augustus Mackenzie, Kingston Western. Robert Miller, St. Catherine Southeastern. Kerencia Alicia Morrison, St. Catherine Northeastern. Robert St. Aubin Montague, St. Mary Western. Robert Nestor Morgan, Clarendon North Central. Natalie Gay Nita, St. Catherine North Central. Peter David Phillips, St. Andrew East Central. Michael Asher Phillips, Manchester Northwestern. Philip Fiani Paulwell, Kingston Eastern and Port Royal. James Rudolph Edward Robertson, St. Thomas Western. Julian J. Robinson, St. Andrew Southeastern. Carl George Samuda, St. Andrew North Central. Audley Fitzalbert Shaw, Manchester Northeastern. Dwight Anthony Siblis, Clarendon Northern. Delroy Slowly, St. Elizabeth Northeastern. Marsha Leonette Smith, St. Anne Northeastern. Orlando Nathaniel Terrelong, St. Catherine East Central. Christopher Charles Tufton, St. Catherine West Central. Anne-Marie Teresa Vaz, Portland Eastern. Darrell Wesley Vaz. Philip, yes. So it's Darrell Wesley Philip Vaz, Portland Western. Clifford Everett Everald Warmington, St. Catherine Southwestern. Andrew O'Brien Wheatley, St. Catherine South. Favor Shirley Williams, St. Andrew Eastern. Donovan St. Ledger Williams, MP Kingston Central. Moreland Agri Wilson, Westmoreland Western. Franklin Robert Witter, St. Elizabeth Southeastern. And George Errol Wright, Westmoreland Central.
Bills brought from the Senate, petitions, papers, reports from committees, notices of motions given orally, questions and answers to questions, Motions that may be made at the commencement of public business requiring notice. Motions relating to the sittings of the House. Motions for leave to introduce bills. Presentation of bills without leave of the House first obtained. Public business.
Madam Speaker, the House having completed the business of the day, I move for the adjournment of the House sine die.
The question before the House is that the House do now adjourn sine die. Those in favor? Those against? The ayes have it. This honorable House is now adjourned.
Go down and follow him. Yes. You're going around to get going to where the marshal is. Follow the marshal. Come around here. Oh.